Hey guys, it's Beth, and welcome back to our Holiday of Horror special event for 2025. So, it has been 11 years since the original Five Nights at Freddy's has released, and as you know, every year during our Holiday of Horror special, we play this. And I just want to thank Scott Cawthon sincerely for making what may be the hardest video game to fucking capture. It just does not work. It does not like game capture, it does not like window capture. It has to be display capture, and you can't size it as the game's open. It's so bad, I hate it so much. But it's fine. I'll just record all of this into, like, one quick thing. Oh god, I have to be very careful to not flick super hard.
Hello? I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled.
Let's look at our friends over here.
I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming.
Oh, I never noticed that the mouth is open here and here. Like, I never noticed that.
Fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay? Let's see. First, there's an introductory greeting from the company.
I want to see, can you get Golden Freddy in night one?
It's kind of a legal thing, you know. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering that damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah. Now, that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night.
He said it, he said the thing.
If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the hearts of children.
I love the impact font,
right?
meme
So just
posters.
be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode.
I'm just trying to get some Easter eggs up, but I'm not seeing any.
They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah, it's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know?
Yeah, that is a crazy sentence. The fact that that's the fucking night one you find out about the bite, and now we don't even know if it's canon or not.
After hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic devices, especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcefully pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort and death.
Just a bit.
The only parts of you that would likely see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth that pop out the front of the mask. Yeah, they don't tell you these things when you sign up. But hey, first station of the breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Check those cameras and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary. Conserve power. Alright, good night.
I do like it. The interesting thing about these early FNAF games is how things are very clearly shown to be, like, actually haunted. Like, we've gotten, like, no events yet, which is a bit odd. Maybe you have a lower chance on night one, but, yeah, there's a lot of, like, actual, like, paranormal stuff happening in this location, because as you can see, like, everyone was on their stage. No one's playing that music. It's going off by itself. And, you know, all the posters will change to be crying faces, and these will become newspaper clippings as opposed to, like, the rule sign, and this will become Golden Freddy. Which is quite interesting. Very interesting indeed. And the reason I say that's interesting is because the series has moved forward and forward with the concept that is more sci-fi in nature, because the author of these games tends to prefer sci-fi stories to horror. And that does make sense because, you know, if it's not what they prefer making, then that's just not what they prefer making. Hello, Bon. Oh, we got multiple people out now. So I'm just gonna pay attention to this now. I think Foxy's pretty well locked in at this point. One thing that people have really ignored about this location in particular is that the concept that this is still an operational place is in question. And the reason a lot of people will contest these things is like, have you ever looked at this office? Like, really, look at it. It's covered in cobwebs, just completely. And that's not something that, like, happens overnight. Like, spiders can do quite a bit. Once again, there's stuff in the kitchen. I don't think Chica's in there. Oh, no, she is, actually. It's amazing how well this game does its ambience, I gotta be honest. Like, it's honestly quite incredible. Now, he's still there. I'm pretty sure that's a shadow of an arm. I never knew... I don't know what this is supposed to look like, to be perfectly honest. But, like, this is something that, even in, like, a less than reputable spot, when you're back here, especially in, like, these positions, you will clean up your work area. Like, yeah, leaving a bit of trash, that's normal. But, like, there are wires hanging everywhere, as if someone has already broken in to take stuff out of here. There are spider webs everywhere, which leads me to believe that, like, oh my god, how are you almost out? That's fucking crazy, dude. You need to calm yourself. That's an interesting texture. That I think that might be slightly bugged. But yeah, it's, and before you say it's like, oh, but it still has power. Well, there's two things. Abandoned buildings, in many cases, will still have power. Hospitals tend to always have power running through them. Or if the bills are set up like automatic paying, even if the building is no longer occupied, it can still have running water and electricity. Like, that's just like a normal thing. Plus, ghosts in our real world are very notable for having the ability to interact with electronic devices, sometimes being able to turn on lights, communicate through radios, stuff like that. Bonnie was extra frickin' aggressive tonight. Jeez. So it is quite interesting, because there's no... First of all, there's no other employee in the building. Which is interesting, because most places that you will work, you will not just have one person on an overnight. For safety reasons, that's actually really fucking bad. Like, you want people to leave in pairs at the bare minimum, because it's a liability.
Hello? Hello? Well, if you're hearing this and you made
And,
a mistake,
like, that's just, like, one of the first things that, like,
I won't talk quite as long this time
you should
since
really, like,
radio
consider.
spreads are more active as the week progresses.
There's also, like, newspaper clippings all over, like, even in,
Just to make sure everyone's in their proper place.
even in, like, these hallways. Like, this is not a realistic thing to be in a building like that. That leads to the assumption that it could be abandoned. You also have to realize there is nothing out here. No trash, no nothing.
There are blind spots in your camera view, and those blind spots happen to be right outside your doors.
Yes.
So if you can't find something or someone on your cameras, be sure to check the door light. You might only have a few seconds to react. Not that you would be in any danger, of course. I'm not implying that. Also, check on the curtain in Pirate Cove from time to time.
You don't need to look at Pirate's Cove. You just need to look at the cameras themselves.
The cameras remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched.
That statement makes no sense.
Anyway, I'm sure you have everything under control. Talk to you soon.
If he doesn't like being watched, why would you agitate him by looking at the camera? To me, that sounds like... Oh, they're all looking at me. That's so sick. That's one of my favorite ones. Yeah, now they go back to normal. Chica's in the kitchen. Everyone else is still on stage. And there's also, like, you have to acknowledge that, with how this building is set up, there are two possible ways of entry. One would be right here, and one would be right here, realistically speaking. She is staying in that kitchen, damn. And most likely, there are going to be exits in both of those places. Because, like, you need a fire escape. Actually, most likely you have another escape over here in the kitchen. This tends to be how things go. Because kitchens can be a lot of fire hazards. So, if this is an entrance point down here, around here, this is most likely a ticket booth during the day of some sort, which would explain why there are like windows and such. Hello. And if this was a ticket booth of sorts, number one, that would make sense as to why you have these posters up, because they were given to you at the end of the day to hang up, and then people see it as they come in, and it's in the ticket booth. What would not be here in a regular business? I don't know. Maybe the stacks of speakers, the old receipts pinned to the wall, an empty shelf, like extra CRTs. Like, I'm sorry, that doesn't seem like a realistic thing. I mean, like, you see speakers down here that you don't need, like... This seems less like, you know, it's being used as, like, a proper building, and more like it's being used, as additional storage. Where the fuck is Bonnie? At the end of the hall. Okay. And one of the strangest things... Oh, Chica's in the restroom. So these two hallways have nothing to do other than just exist here. If these connect to a supply closet, not even the kitchen, which is definitely bizarre. Now, why is that bizarre? Because realistically... Oh, hey, Chica. Why would you have 2 cameras down these halls if it wasn't something important? Now, what I would claim, personally, is that these are entrances. And potentially, what you're not seeing down here is another room, essentially, where you converge into 2 different paths to go inside. You have 2 different people manning each window, essentially, to, you know, take your ticket as you get in, or for paying for bracelets, for stuff like that, a stamp to let you know, it's like, hey, this person's supposed to be here, all that stuff. I don't know where Chica went. And the reason I say this is from an architectural standpoint, or I suppose for a standpoint of, hey, you want to make sure people look at your attraction, you don't have it up to the side over here, you have it so that, like, when you walk in, you shouldn't, you know, have to turn around to look at something. You should walk in and see it immediately. And I have a feeling that that is what the intention was. And if this is the entranceway, then it's blocked by stuff that shouldn't be here. Which could theoretically be a hazard, but more likely, it just means that the building is abandoned. And that lends credence to the thought that, like, you are playing as Michael Afton. I love those hallucinations, it's so sick. And that you are in here after the place has already closed down, just searching. And, like, trying to find a way for these things to get out. And it also explains things like this Foxy here. It explains things like that Foxy, where, why would Foxy be running at the security office? Well, if the security office is out the way out, and I claim that because, think about it. Why would you want security for a building like this away from the exits where people could end up, you know, leaving with people, like, essentially for kidnappings and stuff? You want security at the door. You don't want it across the building. You don't want it in the back. So, if this entrance area is messed up, then that is a problem for safety regulations, which we know Fazbear Entertainment has never been, like, super huge on safety or anything. But it's still something that would immediately get called out. I'm fucked. I spent too much time on the cameras. But yeah, it's quite bizarre. Very bizarre indeed. And it also plays into, you know, if you are walking in through these entrances down here, you will either see Foxy on this side or get the smell of the kitchen on the other. And that's important. You know, that it's the same thing that Disney does, where they funnel smells into their properties so that it smells like cotton candy or popcorn or something. That way you feel like buying things, you get hungry. It makes sense on a scale like that. And this 100% makes sense as, like, hey, show off everything here. Oh, hey, there's a little cupcake prop. Like,
things are getting real tonight. Hey, listen, I had an idea. If you happen to get caught and want to avoid getting stuffed into a Freddy suit, try playing dead. You know, go limp. Then there's a chance that maybe they'll think that you're an empty costume instead. Then again, if they think you're an empty costume, they might try to stuff a metal skeleton into you. I wonder how that would work. Yeah, never mind. Scratch that. It's best just not to get caught. Okay, I'll leave you to it. See you on the flip side.
The flip side. So, okay, that's very clearly, you know, like, it's intentional now. Where this world, this reality, is referred to as the flip side by Fredbear in FNAF World. Which is quite an interesting way to say it, to be perfectly honest. And hi, Chica. Staring directly at the camera. I love it so much. Okay, Pirates Cove is fine. Keep Freddy locked in place, I guess. Bonnie has failed, like, all of their movement opportunities so far. That's honestly incredible. I'm sorry, I thought I saw them looking at me. Actually, you know what? It could also be entrance and exit. That would also 100% make sense. Have one in and one out. That way, you know, you don't have to worry about that. Chica's in the kitchen. Or not. It's interesting that she actually makes bird sounds in this one. I don't think they do that with any Chica in the future. Like, at all, actually. Quite interesting. Yeah, I am a big fan of this game and how its atmosphere really, like, pulls you in. And also, I know I'm playing this wrong. I'm trying to do it in a way that makes it, like, more appealing to watch. If I wanted to do this properly, it's, like... it's also way harder now to do it because I have two monitors and I keep running off of the screen. So, if I wasn't actively, like... where did Chica end up? Because she's not... Hello? She's back in the kitchen. Hungry duck. Wow, that's... it starts getting real tonight, and it's just Chica. It's girls' night, apparently. Hey, Chica. I like that you can see her endoskeleton through the model itself. It's really cool. These games are kind of notorious for clipping issues. And I think that's fine. Like, I think that's honestly kind of an endearing quality to it. It's like, if I remember correctly, it's like Freddy's bow tie in that image literally is clipping through him, which would not surprise me at all. God, no one has moved. And, of course, Bonnie is floating in that render, which is very well known. Oh god, okay. Okay, now Bonnie and Chica are coming. Alright. Hey Freddy, you were looking at me before, so I was curious if you... Oh, there you are. Apparently Bro does not want to actually look at me. He looked like twice and then realized I was just flipping through, and he was like, oh, okay, they're not actually paying that much attention to me. Silly Gabriel. Gabriel, Fritz, Susie, Jeremy? And the last one could be Cassidy, it could be Evan, it could even be Gregory. Like, the actual Golden Freddy identity at this point is still kind of unsolved. There's many theories regarding it, and none of them are fully satisfactory. So yeah, it's a tad bit interesting how this game series lore has evolved. I think that this game has a lot that you can still squeeze out of it. I don't think it's as clear-cut as people want to pretend. I think it is specifically left in a way that makes it, I think that you could very easily draw a lot of conclusions, and I feel like a lot of the conclusions that the community has come to at large are correct. Like, I will say that. I don't think that there's, like, any, like, small amount of things that, like, aren't being overlooked, though. I think having said it, I think we should probably discuss the fact that this might be an abandoned place. This might be long after it's closed to begin with and just sat untouched. That is my opinion. Alright. That's probably all it's going to be for today. But before anything, I would like to try to get jump scared, because it makes for a good thumbnail. Hold on, I need to be in the middle of the screen for the jump scare. It looks better this way.
Hey, well, day 4, I think you can do it. Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow.
If I could get a Golden Freddy. I don't think I've gotten Golden Freddy on one of these nights yet. Like in one of our Holiday of Horror things before. I would really enjoy seeing it. Oh, that's a good one where it's trying to rip off the head. That, like, gurgling noise that they can make occasionally is so... That is, like, the scariest sound in all of FNAF to me, I'm gonna be honest. I think that is, by far, the most, like... Because it's so real sounding, like, it sounds like a dying wheeze. Yeah, I want to get jump scared. Because it wouldn't feel right, you know? It's like going to a petting zoo without feeding things, you know? Like, or like going to a craft show and not buying something for the people around. Every time I go to like a craft show or something, I try to get something. Like, today I got, there was a craft show that kind of got a bit rained out, snowed out. Oh, we might get Freddy. That would be pretty... no, Freddy for a thumbnail kind of stinks. He's entirely, like, encased in shadow. That one kind of sucks for a thumbnail. I really like that ripping off the head thing. Can we get it again real quick? That or Golden Freddy? We've survived to night 2 without doing anything. I don't want it to be Freddy. Or Foxy, honestly. Give me Golden Freddy already. If they didn't get in already, like, Christ. The hell? Hold on, do I have a keyboard with a plus key up here? No. No, I don't. Because why would I have a keyboard that has a number pad? Shit, okay. Come on in. Come on, bud. Come on in. Hey, bud. My bunny friend, please come in. Dude, you're free. Like, come in. I'm waiting for you. Thank you. Alright, well that's gonna be all. Thank you for tuning in. Lots of love, and happy holidays.